Look, I chose Strike Energy as the stock of the day today. Now, there is a reason. We'll get there in just a moment. Just run you through the companies that we will talk about today. Retail Food Group, CTI Logistics, don't know that one, Coles, A2 Milk, and Blackmores. But the reason I picked Strike Energy today, there was a little bit of news that it's going to begin drilling in late 2023, early 2024 at its Southwest Agro prospect in Western Australia. Murdered that. The business also secured a long-term gas supply agreement with Santos this week and increased its stake in Warrego Energy. And of course, there's that battle going on for Warrego Energy as well, as we see the consolidation happening in that oil and gas space in the Perth Basin. So Strike Energy today is up by about 3%. Henry, what do you make of Strike Energy? Because chatting with Saul Kovanic from Credit Suisse earlier this week, late last week, and he was saying, look, there's going to be more of this sort of consolidation happening in that area. So whether it's the acquirer or perhaps even the target, Strike's looking interesting to you?
Yeah, it does look a little interesting. I've got to say, it's got 19 and a bit percent, just under the 20% of Warrego, which of course was subject to that takeover battle between Kerry Stokes and Gina Reinhart. Kerry has dipped out. Gina is now in the box seat of that one. And they've clearly dealt themselves into the game, I guess, in terms of the Perth Basin consolidation. I don't mind this one, I have to say. There's plenty of drilling to come, and of course that consolidation potential there. We saw this morning Mineral Resources even playing the game with Norwest Energy. They're buying, or they've made a bid for that one as well. So that's kind of helping that situation. So clearly there is some strategic value there. This one looks interesting. It's had a pretty good run though. So for me, it's probably a hold at these kind of prices, but with more drilling to come and more potential consolidation, I certainly wouldn't be selling it. I'd be holding on to this one and seeing how this whole situation plays out as we head into 2023. So it looks quite interesting, playing into that domestic gas market in Western Australia.
Well, I'm glad you went to Henry first, because I didn't know too much about this stock to start with. Look, I think anything in that smaller junior space, yeah, there's going to be that consolidation. There is, obviously in that smaller space, you need to look at cash flow, you need to look at management, all of those kinds of things before you make an investment. So I don't know a lot about Strike. I'm going to stay with Henry as it's a hold. But, they've bought themselves into that 19.9% into Warrego Energy. That's a good cash bonus for them if it all gets taken out and they don't get to, they're still going to get some good cash as a way of an investment. So it's an interesting one. They obviously know the players around that area, and it's like chess sometimes. They're just making positions and moving to get it right. So it's had a good run, a little bit of a pullback. Can it go further? Well, potentially, if those Strike or those drilling results in the new year come through, I think that will definitely allow us more uplift in the share price. But be careful, these things are quite thinly traded, and before I left there, and that's like a couple of stocks today before I left, there wasn't huge amounts of volume going through. So
Okay.
be careful.
Are you still invested in Woodside and Santos?
Yes. Okay. Yes. And that's just playing the quality or playing the big end of town. Woodside we're sort of more neutral on at the moment, but holding it, and definitely Santos we're buying at these levels.
All right, got it. Thank you. All right, that's the start.